Hey, awesome parents. I'm Matt Parker. If we haven't met yet, I'm your new friendly neighborhood student minister. I've really enjoyed the last few weeks of getting to know our kids and starting in on our discipleship programs together. And I want you to know that I am here for you as a resource in your parenting journey. If you need someone to laugh with, someone to cry with, or even just to listen to you vent, please give me a call. If you're struggling with any specific issue, I have resources available, and I would love nothing more than to walk through it together with you. And as a parent of teenagers myself, I'm right in the mix with you, and I understand exactly what you're going through. Most exactly what you're going through. Now, for these parent meetings, I want this format to be a blessing for you. You can watch them in your PJs while you're working out or at your desk as you diligently take notes. I'll keep these meetings short and keep them posted online so that you can go back and check info that you may have missed. We'll communicate any calendar issues or minor informational things over email and social media. These short meetings are more for broader issues that we need to handle or for matters of future direction that we need to communicate. Now also, if you watch on the YouTube channel or on our Facebook page, you can leave questions in the comments, and I promise I'll respond to you as soon as I can. You are the single most important spiritual influence in your teenager's life, and I want you to feel as equipped as you can possibly be to tackle the changes and the challenges of raising these incredibly gifted, passionate, remarkable wonders that God has given us. And I want you to hear this. You are incredibly valuable to our church community. Each one of us has been given gifts to work with for the good of the body of Christ. And I want you to be free to serve within your area of giftedness. When we are launched into an area of service that fits our gifts, our talents, and our loves, serving becomes a joy instead of a burden. So our church and our student ministry, we need you to do what you do best. So come talk to me about what that might look like in our student ministry context. I want to hear from you, especially, if our conversation involves coffee. Now, over the next couple of months, we're going to roll out signups for our major events for next year. Those are the Weekend and Generate Camp. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the sign-up process, here's how these will work going forward. Every student in our ministry should have a medical release form on file. We're in the process of updating those. So look for a form in your email within the next couple of weeks. We really need to update those each year, so you can expect to add a form for FBCLS students to your back to school paperwork. I'm sorry about that. But please remember that these have to be notarized. Believe me, I know. But it's important, and it really is. Each time we have an event to sign up for, we'll roll out online forms on social media, on the website, through email. Deposits and payments can be made online or in person. Now, we're working on smoothing out the online payment options so we can move more towards that in the future. But once we have the sign-up forms, we'll check for updated release forms and let you know that you're good to go. It's going to be that easy. The key here is that for the most part, we're going to go with online signups for our events. Now, some like Generate Camp, they'll require an additional release form that we'll have to fill out and turn in. But we'll get that to you well ahead of time so you can print them out, fill them out, and get them back to us. Now, for now, we're planning as if the weekend and camp will go ahead as normal, but I'll let you know what adjustments we have to make if COVID considerations make the changes necessary. Speaking of COVID, I want to remind you that we still fall under the restrictions set up by Jackson County Health Department, and that means that we are keeping our gathering time before and after programming to a minimum. As much as I love the time before and after midweek, it's super important for building relationships and connecting. Until these restrictions are loosened, we need to arrive as close as we can to 7 and leave soon after we finish. We have a couple of games available for those who come early because of being involved in other things on Wednesday nights. But we just really have to minimize the pre-service hang for now. Believe me, I know, but it's important. There's one more thing we need to address regarding the current COVID situation. We still have a few students resisting wearing their masks while at church, and I understand why. I really do. And I know it's not what we want to do, but there are worse things. What would be worse is us not being able to meet in person for 2 weeks or even more, depending on the situation. Even worse than that would be for our students, now that they're back at school, to have an outbreak of COVID that affects them from being able to go to school or play sports or whatever it is that they're doing. Even worse than that would be for some of our kids to catch the COVID, to be asymptomatic and take it to some of their immunocompromised friends and family. That would be the worst. So let's wear our mask when we meet together. And please, regardless of how you feel about them, I understand, but please reinforce with our students that they need to wear their masks when they're at church, just like they do when they're at school. If there is a legitimate physical reason that a student can't wear their mask, please approach me privately. Let me know so our leaders can adjust. Believe me, I know, but it's important. Now, this school year's theme is authentic, being real with ourselves, real with each other, and real with God. All of our events and programs are going to be geared towards building these kinds of authentic relationships, living out an authentic faith. And you know what? I value that between us as well. Even though we're just getting to know each other, I love you and your families. Please let me know how I can be here for you. Let me know how I can pray for you. If there's a way that I can serve you in some way, please reach out. So I hope you have a great rest of your week. I will see you again very soon. And please, again, if you have questions, leave them in the comment sections. If you